wanted revenge, but instead I got into a war with my ex. I was waiting for my boyfriend, Alex, at my locker. We always walked to class together. Kids were standing around in groups laughing and talking to each other. Suddenly, a hush fell through the hall. I glanced up from my phone and nearly dropped it as the blood drained from my face. Alex strolled down the hall with his arm around the shoulders of Isabel Hall, head cheerleader, prom queen, and resident mean girl. This couldn't be happening. He texted me this morning telling me he loved me. My heart felt like it was pounding out of my chest, and my hands shook at my sides. My vision went blurry as tears filled my eyes. My best friend Evie grabbed my arm in a comforting grip. I tried to tell you, she whispered. I glanced at her. Tell me what? Alex is telling everyone you guys broke up, she said quietly, that he fell in love with Isabel. I felt like someone had reached into my chest and crushed my heart. I shook my head. I have to go, I muttered, stumbling down the hall before Alex could see me. It was too bad I couldn't avoid them forever since we had a lot of the same classes together. I caught Alex's eye in our first class and he curled up his lip in disgust. I didn't understand why he was suddenly acting this way, but it didn't matter. He broke my heart, so I ignored him. He must have gotten tired of me ignoring him because during lunch period, when I was walking to my usual table with a tray full of cafeteria food, he knocked his shoulder into mine hard enough to knock me on my ass. The tray of food slipped from my fingers and landed on top of me, covering me in spaghetti and a bowl of sticky fruit. Alex laughed loudly, pointing at me with a manic grin on his face. His friends were obviously uncomfortable, but they laughed with him. I glanced at Alex's best friend Liam, the only one not laughing. He shot Alex a disgusted look and knelt down next to me, helping me pick the fallen food off the floor. Alex frowned. Stop helping her, Liam, he snapped. Liam rolled his eyes. Stop being a jerk, he said sharply. I ran out of the cafeteria, not waiting to see how that would play out. I headed into the girls' bathroom to clean up when I froze, seeing Isabel occupying the sinks already with her group of followers. She smirked at me. Oh dear, what happened to you? She asked. I glared at her. Your boyfriend happened, I hissed. Just stay away from me, both of you. I decided to use another bathroom. Tears threatened to fall as I cleaned myself up. I was surprised to find Liam standing outside the bathroom when I left it. Are you okay? He asked, concerned. Fine, I forced a smile. Thanks for your help. He shook his head with a sad smile. I have no idea what happened to Alex, but he's different, he said quietly. I don't care, I snapped. I don't want to hear about or talk about Alex again. I stomped away but heard him following me quickly. You know, we could do something to get back at him, he said slyly. That got my attention. I paused and glanced back at him. Like what? I asked curiously. His grin widened. Date me, he said casually. He'll be pissed. I slowly smiled as I thought about it. It wasn't a bad idea. There was some unspoken rule that you didn't date your ex's friends, but this would be the perfect revenge plan. I took a step closer to him. Oh, I asked. You want to fake date me? Liam's eyes narrowed as he closed the space between us, pressing himself close enough to touch me. Yes, I do, he said seriously. I want to kiss you. I smiled up at him. Then do it. I couldn't deny Liam was attractive, but I was always blinded by Alex. The blinders were finally ripped from my eyes. He leaned closer and his lips touched mine briefly, but then they were gone and I heard the sound of a fist hitting flesh. My eyes flew open and I screamed when I saw Alex standing above Liam, pounding into his face with his fists. Stop, Alex, I screamed, but he wasn't listening. Help! Help! Someone! I was crying and yelling down the hall until a janitor finally turned the corner and saw what was happening. He pulled out his walkie-talkie and immediately started shouting orders through it as he ran toward the fight. It took 3 teachers to finally get Alex off of Liam. Liam was unconscious and bleeding all over the place. I sobbed and stared at Alex like he was a monster. He grinned at me. You'll never be with anyone else as long as I live, he snarled. A cold chill traveled up and down my spine. I exchanged a look with Isabel, who was standing with a small group of students. She looked horrified. Alex laughed like a crazy person, eyes wild. You're mine, he screamed at me. The campus police officer put him in handcuffs and dragged him away from us. Paramedics came and took Liam away.